Hello and welcome to GameSack. This time we are doing room and collection tours.
Oh man, this is coming to you by popular demand. You guys wanted to see it, so we're bringing it to you. And we're showing you these not to show off, just, we like our games and we don't want to show off, but, you guys asked for it.
Yeah. So. And, I kind of find a lot of these room and collection tours on YouTube kind of samey, kind of maybe even a little boring, so I thought I'd have a little bit of fun with it, and well, here's my collection.
All right, there you've got it. Joe's awesome game room tour.
Yeah.
I mean, that was definitely not what I expected. I thought it was actually came out really cool.
Well,
I thought you would.
You thought I'd do it crappy.
Well, you know, I did. I had lower expectations, so you know, it actually turned out good. I was surprised that you really didn't talk and show your pretty face and all that stuff.
Yeah, well, maybe who wants to see me?
Yeah, maybe you still think you're a sex predator or something.
Anyway, I guess it's time for your tour. I bet you it's going to be long and boring.
Yeah, well, you know, I'm going to do a little bit of talking in mine, I think, because you know, you guys like my voice.
I don't.
Froggish.
I don't particularly care for it, but anyway, let's see your room.
All right, everybody, here it is, the much anticipated Dave White game room tour. This room that we're in right now is pretty much where I watch my movies, play modern system games, stuff like that. It's pretty cozy, pretty comfy. This is my captain's chair right here, my favorite seat. This is some of my Genesis collection. I do have a lot more games for the thing that I'll show you later. As you may or may not know, at one point I was trying to get a whole US Genesis game collection in the box, manual and all that, and it's still going, but it's a hard sell. It's a hard thing to actually do, but you know, some import games, not a ton, but everything's in here alphabetical order. I've got I'm going to say a little over 600 total games for the system, all in box. And moving on, we have Super Nintendo. I wish more of them were in box, of course, just like everybody else, but these are much harder to find in the box, and if you do find it in the box, it's hard to find one that's in pretty damn good shape. Got a few import games, some good stuff here. I mean, even duplicate stuff like, you know, Super Castlevania 4. Got to have both versions of that because there is slight differences between the US and the Japanese version. A lot of cartridge games down here, down below. Unfortunately, these are some of them that I wish I did have the box for, but games like Earthbound, I've got the cartridge, I've got actually the strategy guide with all the scratch and sniff stickers all intact, but I am missing the box. But oh well, what can you do about that? Nothing. These are a lot of the systems that I own. Top loader, which of course, as you guys all know, only has an RF output. Good old Nintendo. Super Nintendo 2, which you may also know does not play S-Video, does not output S-Video. It only has RF or composite. Other systems, good old Core Graphics here. This is a good alternative if you don't want to buy some sort of adapter to play import games. This is a lot cheaper route to get that thing if you're going to play some import games. All the way through Master System 2, Genesis 2, Genesis 1, Sega Saturn, Dreamcast, a couple PS2s, and the redhead stepchild, the Xbox. Complete CDX up here, Sega Genesis 3. So, you know, those are other systems that aren't on display just because they're in a box. This is actually where I keep all my more current generation stuff from PS3 up on top, PSP. My huge Wii U library here of 2 games. That's awesome, isn't it? GameCube games, quite a few there. PS2. Of course, I've got quite a large DS collection too. I think it's pretty large, you know. Stuff that never came to America, which, you know, some people might wish is a Nintendo game called Tingle's Rosy Rupee Land, which never saw the light of day over here. This is stuff like Nintendo 64, some good games in boxes. I actually have some games like this. Paper Mario, still sealed, mint sealed. That, couple sealed games here, Perfect Dark, $9.98 on clearance at Toys R Us. Majora's Mask, still sealed, got this for $5 at Goodwill. So, you know, a lot of loose cartridges in here. So then you've got some bunch of Game Boy games here, some crazy stuff. These are the Japanese re-releases of the Famicom and Famicom Disk System. Good Game Boy Advance collection. These are all the ones that I've obviously bought myself new and kept. And original Game Boy down on the bottom here. A lot of loose cartridges. Got some good Game Gear games here. I mean, a couple stacks. I don't have any Game Gear games in the boxes. Just loose stacks of this stuff. And speaking of stacking, this is really hard to get these things to stack. You kind of got to go flip-flop them back and forth if you want them to stack in a nice little thing. A bunch of Virtual Boy games. I do have some Virtual Boy games in the boxes also, you know, which are just like Game Boy Advance game boxes, but different. This is the 3DS collection up here. Not very big, as you can see. The 3DS is still, in my opinion, doesn't really have a strong library yet. I do have a PS Vita, and these are the two games that I own for it. So this is loaded with Sega Saturn, Sega CD stuff, import games and whatnot. Not quite as big as Joe, because obviously I'm not as big of a Sega fanboy as him, but I do like Sega. And next drawer down is going to be filled with Dreamcast games. And next to that is TurboGrafx games. These should be displayed on a shelf, I admit, but sadly I just don't have enough shelves to display all this stuff. So they've been relegated to a drawer. I know, sorry. In the bottom drawer here, it's my PlayStation collection. So about 80-ish, around 80 games. Small pile of imports there too, of course. Some good stuff. You know, this is a good one. Working Designs. Ark the Lad Collection, just like the Lunar collections that got released. This was one that I think got overlooked. This has some good RPGs on there. So, and the few Neo Geo Pocket games that I have. So this was another, I think, a very good portable system that just unfortunately didn't have a lot of support for it. You know, a lot of the games came in the awesome clamshell too. So that's what they should have focused on, is releasing more awesome stuff like that. And that's it. That's it for this room. On our way out, this is a little box of extra instruction manuals and stuff that I've got for all the loose games that I have over there. So for Nintendo, Super Nintendo, and other various systems. All right, and on with the rest of the retro stuff. This here is an awesome shelf of Nintendo. Obviously a crap ton of cartridge-only games. Little handful of good games, not all good, but games in boxes with instructions and all that stuff. So my one and only reproduction cart, Devil World. Kind of a Pac-Man clone. Not the greatest game, but cool. And this comes from our good friends over at Game Force up in Boulder, Colorado. Down on the bottom here, we have my Sega Master System collection. These are good games, some good ones in there. Golden Axe, Warrior, and Ease, of course. And some good stuff. Actually, the Master System has quite a few great games that I actually do like. So, standard 20-inch Sony television that I play all the old stuff on. Perfect size for this, you know, sitting 4 feet from the screen, so you really don't need anything more. So this is normally where all my retro systems do stand. I do have, as you saw in the other room, a shelf that's more of a display shelf. These are actual working systems. Those do work, but these are actual systems that I actually play on, you know, not necessarily a daily basis, but they do get turned on every month. Obviously a Genesis 1, Model 1, Sega CD, Nintendo 64, Sega Saturn, and the Turbo Duo down there on the bottom to round it off. That's one of my favorite systems. And over here is actually, set up right now is my Super Nintendo and Nintendo. This is where I capture footage for GameSack and put it on this lovely Mac here, and then put it on a little hard drive and bring it over to Joe. But it's very convenient. If I need another system like the Wii or N64, they're very easy to obviously pull in and replace each other. So that's it. Over here in this corner, a nice selection of controllers. As you can see, the joysticks up on top there. I got drawers full of controllers. These are all Nintendo controllers. Got the awesome dog bone. Got 3 of the awesome dog bone controllers here for the old NES, and about 10 other of just the regular controllers. Same with the Super Nintendo. Got about 10 of these suckers. One controller is never enough, guys. You gotta have, just collect them. I mean, they're not hurting anything, and you always have them, just in case. Drawer full of Sega stuff. Got Master System, Genesis. I've got about, I don't know, 10 or so 6-button Genesis controllers. I mean, when you're out at the thrift store looking around, I mean, look at this. $1.99. How can you pass that up? I mean, you see this sitting on the shelf dangling there. Buy it. One day I was at a thrift store, saw one of these just laying there. Of course I bought it, but I searched for a good hour trying to find the Turbo Duo that this matched up with, and of course, nothing. Couldn't find anything. So some lucky bastard probably got it there before me and took it and didn't realize or see the controller hanging on the shelf. So probably a $2.50 Turbo Duo controller there. So bottom drawer, some more Sega stuff, Saturn stuff, multi-tap, Dreamcast, some PS1, PS2 controllers, so nothing real crazy in there. All right, and that's pretty much it for this room. Let's go and walk around and I'll show you the rest of the collection. All right, coming over here is just pretty much miscellaneous stuff that I just have no place else to put, but like for example, I've got all these crates here. These are a bunch of old magazines, and people are like, why? What the hell, man? What do you need old magazines for? Well, I just do need them. I mean, what if you want to look at one day and say, come over and say, I wonder about like 1989, 1990, what happened? And I can pull out my old Top Score magazine here and look up in the back and say, you know what? I remember when Brent Walker got the high score in Mega Man, 357,200. Good job, Brent. This is my portable collection. All the portable game systems I own, from multiple Game Boys to multiple Game Boy Advance to multiple DS's to Turbo Express with the TV tuner, which now obviously is worthless, but to a collector it might be worth something. Nomad, got the old Nomad there, which is a good system, as you guys know. Game Gear with the battery backup and even the Master System converter. Awesome stuff there. So that's pretty much it. Oh, and check this out. This is, I was talking about my old, the rest of my Sega Genesis collection. These are pretty much all the crap games, the stuff like the sports games, the stuff that do I really want to put Crystal's Ponytail on my shelf and have everybody see it? I really don't. So even under this little cubby hole, I keep a lot of miscellaneous crap. Stuff from, Club Nintendo rewards, stuff like that. Oh, check this out. This isn't anything special, but, I was speaking of looking for deals. Taiko Drum Master, Target, $6.98 for the full complete game with a drum, and how can you beat that? $6.98, man. Oh, and even this too. Tetris, the board game. Let me tell you, this is nowhere near as fun as the real game, trust me. One more little spot. I do actually have my huge Xbox collection here. Not much there, as you know, and even some extra Nintendo, Super Nintendo games, stuff that I'll see, like at a thrift store. Like I say, I'm a huge believer in the thrift store, so I'll go, if I see this game like Dracula's Curse under $5, I'm gonna buy it. Why not? All right, and actually do have one more spot, my little crawl space over here, which I actually have to climb up to get in here, and as you can probably guess, I don't come into this little spot very much, and there's a good reason why. There's really not much in here. I mean, the only things you're gonna find back here are empty boxes. This is where I keep all my system boxes. So I got Dreamcast, Wii U, old Dreamcast systems there. Oh yeah, check this out. One more super deal. Dreamcast, $39 brand new at Target on clearance. Can you believe that? Awesome, huh? And that's it, guys. That's my room tour.
And there you go. That's our collections in our rooms as of April 2013. And again, it's not to show off, but you guys did request it, so we thought we'd oblige. And
yeah, I thought it turned out pretty well. And I'm sure you're going to let us know exactly what you guys think.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah.
I better like it, or else I'm quitting. For real this time.
And stay tuned, because the next episode is our RPG Part 2. love my collection. I can't wait to add more to it, which is going to happen really soon. Dave. Hello, Z's.
Hey, Joe. How's it going? Did you have a good bowel movement this morning?
Yeah?
You ate that humongous meatball sandwich. I thought you were going to just clog up. Well, anyways, I'm calling to say that, after our game room tour that we did yesterday, I was just checking over my awesome collection, and I noticed a few discrepancies. A couple games are missing. Games like Panzer Dragoon Saga and Super Contra 3 and Tomba, a game I want to use on a future episode here. And, I don't want to sound accusatory or anything like that, but I'm just wondering if you may or may not know what happened to those.